Welcome to the next episode of Game Talk. I'm your host Jesse, and before we begin, I want to apologize. I probably won't have the proper equipment. I don't know when, but I know some of you guys may know what I'm talking about with some of these games and seeing the trailers, and some of you guys haven't. So I do encourage you guys to look them up on YouTube. I apologize. I won't have any trailer or footage of the game for these games that I'm going to talk about, but I gotta work with what I have. So let's get the show started. So it is Friday. The weekend is coming. We had an amazing week. We saw these amazing games at E3, and we even saw Sony knock out Microsoft for Monday's performance. Press conference were amazing, but Microsoft just didn't have that one inspirational reason to buy an Xbox One. Sony gave us multiple reasons, and I think that's what made Sony the champion at E3, because Microsoft just I don't know, I don't know what they were thinking, but they got knocked out. But enough about that. We're going to talk about the games, and I'm going to start it off with Xbox One games. Which games actually got my attention? And the first one that got my attention and I really want to play, but I'm not going to buy the Xbox for that game, is Killer Instinct, a classic fighting game from the Super Nintendo. I played it a little bit on the Super Nintendo, but I played it a lot on the Nintendo 64 version. That's the one that actually got me hooked up on it in the first place. And I gotta say, the game looks good. I've seen a lot of coverage of Killer Instinct. They said it runs 60 frames per second, that our combos are easier to do, that the characters look better, it feels better, plays like other fighting. It may look like other fighting games, but it plays like the original Killer Instinct. And I don't want to go up against the words, but I haven't played the game, so I'm just gonna take their words and agree with what they say. If you want more information on Killer Instinct, you should go to Miles923. He's gonna be the one covering Killer Instinct. So if you're interested in the game and you want to know more about it, go to his channel. And he also does other fighting games, so you should go to his channel. You want to see Killer Instinct, anything about Killer Instinct, go to his channel. The next game that got my attention was Sunset Overdrive. It really did. It reminded me of another game that has the same similarities as that game. The hardcore, whatever you call it, hardcore park. Ah, damn it, I can't pronounce it, but you guys want to know. It has the ability to do. It plays similar to it, but at the same time, it may not be nothing like it. You can't judge a book by its cover. In this case, you just can't judge a game by its trailer. It can be completely different. The other game that actually got me thinking that it can get a sequel or maybe a prequel is Quantum Break. It depends on the game and depends on how the storyline comes out to be. If they don't explain how the main character got his powers, then we could have a prequel. But if not, we're gonna have a sequel. It all depends. I kind of like it. I hope they come out with multiple not multiple versions, but multiple sequels. Make it have a little good franchise history in it. So when the game does turns old and they bring it back for a new generation, people will be happy for it. Project Spark. I like it, but at the same time, I don't. And the reason why is because it reminds me of Little Big Planet. That's the one reason I don't like it, because even though it plays differently, it looks similar to Little Big Planet. That's why I like it, but at the same time, I don't. Let's see, D4. We didn't really get much about that game, or any information about it. Well, I was doing such a lousy job of doing research, so there probably was information about D4, maybe not. But just by looking at the trailer, it kind of reminds me of Killer 7, that game from the Nintendo GameCube. It reminds me of No More Heroes because it has the same the art design. Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon is a game that looks interesting and it might be interested, but at the same time, it may not. And the reason why is because it reminds me of a game called Panzer Dragoon, and that game was a great game for both the Sega Genesis and I think is it Sega Genesis or or the Sega Dreamcast. I don't remember which platform it came out on, but there was one for the original Xbox version, the original Xbox, and it was pretty good. It was very long, had some great, amazing graphics, but sometimes I feel that we need to stop duplicating or duplicating old school games, because old school games need to stay old school. They don't need to be duplicated or replicated for the new audience. Just make it an HD remix, and everybody should be happy. Dead Rising is an interesting game, mostly because I heard that Capcom is not involved with the game. They didn't make the game, so Dead Rising could be a very fun and interesting game. Yet at the same time, it could suck really bad. And what else? What else is it with Dead Rising? Oh yeah, it's an Xbox exclusive, so.
God,
I think that's the reason why Capcom is not involved in this, because Capcom likes to have their game through multiple platforms. So, I don't know. I need to find out more information about Dead Rising. Battlefield 4, not impressed. Call of Duty Ghosts, not impressed. Halo 5, kind of impressed, but you know. That's the second game that's made by Industry 345 or whatever they're called. Titanfall. Oh my god, that game looks amazing. I like it because it plays similar to the Call of Duty, but yet it has some kind of a futuristic. It's not just futuristic, but it seems like they combine Halo with Call of Duty, combine them together and make something amazing. The reason I also like it because it reminds me of an anime show that is out right now, Attack of the Titans. So it's how can I say? That's the one game that actually looks very interesting, and I have a chance to play it. That might be the one reason to get an Xbox One, because of that game. There's other games out there. This is, I don't know. I don't know which game is this gonna be, on which platform this game is gonna be on. The Evil Within is a survivor horror game that it takes it back to the roots of what horror games used to be, like Resident Evil, where you were low on ammo and you had to choose wisely or avoid zombies or avoid as much as you can to save your ammo. That's what it seems like. I seen a little bit of trailer on it. It looks really good, and it seems to play really well. But we gotta wait and see when the game actually comes out to give my honest opinion. And I think it might have a good chance of having a sequel or starting a little franchise within. I just don't know which platform it's gonna be on. Now for the PlayStation 4 side. PlayStation games were impressive. It's just not a lot. I think Microsoft still won that battle of games, but in performance overall, they totally suck at it. Beyond Two Souls seems to be pretty good. I kind of liked it. The idea of switching bodies from here to there. It seems more like it feels like it's a combination of two games put together. Gran Turismo 6, amazing good games. Never really got into it. I lost track after I think 3. There's not much to say. Batman Origins, Arkham Origins, a great Batman game. I expect great things from it, mostly because it's the third game in the franchise. Maybe I think it's a prequel. to the Batman games. So I kind of expect it to be like one of those Game of the Years Batman games. Well, let me rephrase it. I expect the Batman Arkham Origins to be one of those Game of the Years awards. Being in that Order 1886 seems to be pretty amazing. It could be maybe the next big thing for Sony besides besides God of War, Uncharted, Infinite. It could be the next big shooting game for PlayStation 4, but we still gotta wait and see. Killzone, never really got into the series, but I heard it from a lot of people that it's really good. Infamous Second Son, I'm impressed with the game. I want to actually play it to understand maybe if the Second Son is actually from the previous main hero or is he just a new version or something. Dark Sorcery. At first I thought Dark Sorcery was actually a good game until it got to the end, and then that's when I was like, forget about this game. What other game? Diablo 3 is coming to PlayStation 4, in which I shouldn't be hyped up for a game that's already out on PC. Not really. Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh my God! Finally, Square Enix or Square Soft or whatever they want to call themselves actually got something right by giving the audience what they actually want. But the question is this actually is worth it waiting such a long time for Kingdom Hearts 3. I hope they don't just end up killing it right there and then. Destiny is another game that actually got me going, I might actually get a PlayStation 4 for, and because it's made by Bungie, the former games company of Microsoft. There were former workers there. They did the Halo franchise, and now they're working with Activision, the makers of Call of Duty. I think it's gonna be a pretty good game. I think it plays similar to Call of Duty. It has the weapons, the weapon design from Halo. I think it could be the next big thing. It could be the next big hit Call of Duty game out there. Destiny could be the next Call of Duty game. I just hope, really hope they don't release them every year like the Call of Duty games, because man, that kind of, it kills my wallet and it pisses me off, because it's in 1 year, 1 year of gameplay. It pisses me off, and the reason why it pisses me off because for those who don't get the game right away, and wait maybe until Christmas or next year, the following year, and it leads to like maybe 4 months, 4 to 5 months to actually play the game, and then you have to buy the new one. Spend another $60 for a new Call of Duty game that you'd be like, fuck, why this shit happening? Enough about Sony. Now it's up to Nintendo's. Now we're gonna do Nintendo's, and the games Nintendo showed off were actually pretty good. I was impressed with their lineup. They actually delivered and said the games they were gonna do and the games that they should have done. They should have done by giving the audience a reason to actually get a Wii U, but it's still not a strong reason for it. There were some games out there that gave us a reason to buy the Wii U. I know for me, I had maybe 3 games out there that like made me want to buy the Wii U, even though I'm going to anyways. The first game that got my attention that I can't wait for is Pokemon Y and X. I like the idea because they actually are taking advice from the audience. They want customization. They're going to give us to us. They're going to make it easier to connect with your friends or with other people. Now it's on the 3D. Now because it's on the 3DS, it should be a lot easier. Wonderful 101. They showed off Wonderful 101, in which it seems to play really good, but it kind of reminds me of Pikmin. It kind of does. So I might not want to touch that game right away.
Oh my
Mario Kart 8
God, it's fucking
was a good game,
damn it.
a really good game. I've been a French fan of the Mario Kart series since the Super Nintendo. Uh, I just hope they don't overdo it. That's my only problem with these franchise games. That they don't overdo it. What I do like about it is that they don't release the Mario Kart games every year, and if they do, they come out on different platforms and not always on the same one. And what else? Bayonetta 2. A lot of people were complaining that Bayonetta's hairdo was overdoing it. You know, she looked more attractive when she has long hair, but I kind of like it.
What
She has
the
short hair. I kind
fuck is
of like the
that?
idea of her having short hair. It makes it more interesting by looks, but in gameplay it plays really well. The game, I heard that the game is like 60 frames per second,
Dude,
so
man, this is like
that's pretty good. You know, I'm impressed that a Nintendo Wii U have the capability of playing at 60 frames per second. That's really impressive.
fuck,
Even though it's
man.
not what many people actually want in it. What else? The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Two Worlds.
You're
I'm definitely gonna get it because it makes it interesting of where in the actual storyline in the main timeline it's gonna end up
What?
fitting.
Oh
For those who
my
don't know
God,
what I'm talking
fucking
about,
Chopper.
The Legend of Zelda has always had an official. They came out with an official timeline explaining where the games go in order, and this new Legend of Zelda game follows the Fallen Heroes timeline. But where in the Fallen Heroes timeline is it gonna be? Because the other two timelines don't require the Master Sword or the Triforce. So it makes sense. I want to know where in the timeline it's gonna be. Right after Link to the Past, or is it gonna be?
what? Oh my.
Uh, at the
Dude,
end of Link's
everybody's
Adventures.
fucking
We don't really know,
lagging.
but I want to see where the storyline takes place. The last game that actually got my attention, and it's the one that everybody has been talking about, was Super Smash Bros.
Oh my God.
4 or
This
Wii
shit
U,
really
whatever. There's
pisses
two
me
versions
off,
for it.
man.
And the reason I was excited for the game is because they added Mega Man. I was really impressed. Capcom did something very, very amazing. That's one step. That's the right step of doing right things. They took the right step of satisfying the fans because they had been ruining everybody.
I'm for nine.
They have been ruining their fans for many years. Ever since Mega Man Legends 3 were canceled, a lot of people were pissed, and should be. But with this Mega Man being on Smash Bros, it takes it into a right direction that a lot of people are gonna be happy with. And that's all the games that I
What the
got my
fuck?
attention, and I felt that might end up doing good. What's your favorite games that at ED3 that got your attention, or you feel that it's gonna be a big, huge hit? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.
Dude, oh my God. Oh my, he just sit there and just wait for somebody to you fuck, dude. Like, why do I get the lag? What? Oh my. It is no fair. I was. Fuck. Oh my god, it's like you. Oh my god, I was horrible fucking aiming. Fuck, dude. Be pissed if these fucking camel shit gives the fucking player to. Oh my god. Dude, I don't understand sometimes how the fuck these people just fucking